support my kids and do what was best for my girls, and so moved on and got a divorce in 2020. And
man, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's just
it's already horrible. It's like 6 years.
Wow.
I can't even believe it's that long, but
but that's like a dark time to go through.
Yeah, I know, like, I feel like I've healed from it, but it's still emotional.
Yeah. Well, that's a very...
When you go back and talk about, it just kind of puts you back in that, how it really was. But, I'm 4 years ago, I made the decision to move to Florida. Wow. And I was in Ohio at that point.
Yeah.
And then I just felt like I needed a new start and do something for figure my life out.
Yeah.
And start over.
Wow. So did you take the kids?
I did. They moved down with me, but the boys were still in high school, and I knew we discussed it, and they wanted to finish high school in Ohio with their friends, which was very understandable. So they chose to move back to Ohio, and they were 16 and 18 at the time. And if I have that right, I think that was the
at the time that
I had moved to Florida. And then they moved down with me because it was in the springtime, and then when school started, they moved back. And then chose to live with their dad.
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now, the one son, he's 21 now.
Wow.
So, and he is graduating college this year.
So what happened was there any legal action taken at the time that this was all going on?
Here's the really hard, I don't know, it's a part of what do you do when something like this happens in your family and you don't know if you have to report it. So I went to the church leadership, and they thought that I don't have to report it. But I was like, if it does get reported, it is a criminal offense, what he did. And if he's still in the house, I will get my kids taken away. So that's why we made a decision. He needs to leave to protect me and the kids. And then we went to counseling. He went to counseling, I went to counseling. We had separate counselors.
Gotcha.
Well, his counselor had to report it. So yes, Children's Services came out.
Wow, are you serious?
And
but he wasn't with you anymore.
He wasn't with me. So they were going to take the kids through this
CPS system.
Yeah. So my kids were all teenagers, and they were like, they don't want to do that. They want to they're like, he's out of the house, we're fine. Why can't we just have peace? So I told the caseworker, I said, is there any way that we don't have to go through this?
Yeah.
And she said, well, let me find out. And sure enough, they dropped the case.
Wow,
and
that's amazing.
The kids didn't have to go through questioning.
Yeah.
Which was really good. It was the best thing for them. At the time, but then it kept him from being investigated. But which Yeah, I guess it was I just did the right thing for my kids.
Yeah.
Whether it was the right thing for him, you know.
Yeah, he has
I
to
don't
live
know.
with that.
Yeah, there's so many different opinions about that. You know, and then you hear people also tell you, and this is one thing I want to tell women when they go through something like this, to be very careful who you talk to about it.
For sure.
Because
Absolutely.
some will say, oh, it's not that bad. You guys can work this out.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Or then others will say, oh my gosh, he should be in prison.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like so stressful.
Yeah. Everybody has an opinion, but they've never experienced, or some people have experienced it.
Yeah.
Some people legitimately have.
Right.
And those are the opinions that are probably the most valuable
Right.
But most people that are throwing their opinions around, that they haven't experienced the stuff that you're walking through.
Yeah.
So it's like, or that's what I've seen anyway. But
yeah,
just like, I don't want to keep going back there, but I'm curious about like some of the stuff that, and I can see how you came to that decision, because, I mean, you're walking through the hardest probably season of your life. Mm-hmm. Like, you've left with this person, you got out of the church. And so one of the things that I'm like really curious about is like, did you ever find out something that had happened in his past?
Yes, there was something that happened, his dad and one of his sisters, that he caught his dad doing something to one of his sisters.
Wow.
And I think that was the very
that was
start.
Super, I mean, dramatic for him, probably. Very dramatic.
Yeah, and it just made him curious and...
For sure, because they don't talk about it at all, so it's like...
No, yeah. And if they... Like something like that, his dad might have... I don't know what he said. I don't remember him what he said, but sometimes they would say, well, krieg dich du raus. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Or like, schäm dich, geh raus.
Yeah.
Like, shame on you, get out of here.
Yeah.
And made him, even though he didn't walk into anything, to him it should have never been there or happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he was belittled, he would have been belittled by, it's definitely abuse right there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and then you talk about the generational thing that's passed down father to son to,
Yes.
And it's like, okay, even though, like, I wrestle with things that I know were handed down from my dad, right? I could see that. I still do. One of the things that I do is I pick my nose. That's handed down from my dad.
Yeah.
And that may be a little thing in the grand scheme of things, but it's still annoying.
Yeah.
And I still have to deal with it. And so now I'm trying to teach my sons not to do it.
Yep.
But the hidden things are even way worse.
Yes.
Because they're not really talked about, and now maybe your husband's dealing with it in a way that is extremely unhealthy.
Right.
And it's affected your family in a dramatic way.
Yeah.
And
very.
Yeah. So, how are your girls doing?
They seem to be doing good, and they would say they're doing good. The oldest has somewhat a relationship with him now.
Okay.
Wow. The second one, I don't know that she has a relationship with him. Although she can be around him if her siblings are with her.
Wow. So it happened to both?
No, just one.
Just one.
Yeah. But
man.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I'm a father of 2 girls, and I can't even imagine. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, that's sad. That's really sad.
It is. I think it could have been prevented.
For sure.
If a person like that can get help
Yeah.
before, if you realize that your thoughts are provoking in a wrong way, in the wrong direction, and you really, really struggle with it, get help before you act upon it.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like, that's very important.
One of the most powerful sayings that I've learned early on after leaving is thoughts become actions, actions become habits, habits become your destiny.
That's right.
And it's like you don't think, and especially the way that we grew up, so much of that is supposed to be suppressed, and it's not suppressed.
Yeah.
It's just acted upon in a dark and secretive way. And these guys get away with it within the church. Maybe they get shunned for whatever amount of time, but it's pathetic. It really is pathetic. Like, they need to know that there's a law, and there's laws that can prosecute stuff like that.
And they're not entitled
No,
to anything
absolutely
other.
not.
Yeah.
They are not some special people that can bypass that system.
I used to think, when I was still Amish, I was like, well, Amish have rights to get away with things. I mean,
it is programmed in us when we're young like that, and that's why these I guess sexual abuse cases happen in the way that they do, is because these men know that.
Yes.
They know that internally.
Exactly.
And they just think that, I'm bigger than, society.
The law can't touch me.
Yeah, the law can't touch me. And it's such an arrogant, corrupt thing that they do. And it's not all Amish. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying this is all Amish, but there are these cases within.
Yes.
Especially within the sports and trooper. I think it's way worse. I'm curious to see the more stories that we put out, how many more stories that people are willing and able to share.
To talk about
it.
Yeah, and I find the girls that I home, it takes a long time.
Oh, yeah.
It takes a long time for them to trust someone to share.
For sure.
And then to put it out in public, it just looks way too overwhelming for them.
Yeah.
And so it could take 10 years for someone to
for sure
to open up.
Well, another guest that we've been talking a lot, and the timing hasn't lined up, but I'll just say it because it's is Lizzie Hirschberger.
Oh yeah.
She's planning on coming on at some point, and if you're listening, Lizzie, this is your another invitation. but no, she has just her story is.
She's really busy, and yes, she wrote a book, and she has now filmed a documentary.
Okay.
Yeah, and they worked on that documentary for like 4 years, and Voices of Hope was also a part of it.
Wow, that's amazing.
And it's been a journey for her to document all the things, and for cameras to follow her, and it's a lot of mental stress when that to create a documentary.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm before we close here, and I know you have a flight to catch, but I just want to say that I'm super, super thankful that you did this. Thank you for coming on here and sharing a part of your story, and I know much more details are in the book. So please pick up a copy, support the work that Dana's doing, and it's amazing that you have. I know from where you came from to where you're at now, you've done a lot of internal work.
Yes.
So
yes.
I just know that because of the way we grew up. Like,
You can tell.
Yeah, I can tell. They come on here, they have the courage to do what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's truly incredible, and I know that by doing that, you're a huge inspiration to a lot of young women, and they need that.
Yeah.
They desperately need that,
Yeah.
especially those that have been abused and they need a safe place. So.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing what you're doing.
And thank you very much for having me on. And if anybody wants to get a book, they can go on my website or Amazon.
What's your website?
DinaSchrock.com.
DinaSchrock.com. Okay.
And then the Voices of Hope website is voicesofhopegivers.com.
Okay. So that's where you can find the information if you want to come to the conference.
Yeah.
Is it an all-women's conference?
It is an
all-women's conference. So if you want to come there and listen to these ladies' stories, that would be very much appreciated.
Yes.
Berlin, Ohio. What's the place?
United Day Spring Church.
United Day Springs Church. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else you wanted to share with the audience? Can they find you on social media?
Oh, yes. I'm pretty active on Facebook.
Okay.
And anybody can follow me, and my posts are public unless I want to make them private, then I do. But yeah, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I don't do a whole lot on Instagram, but
okay.
Anybody can follow me on Facebook.
All right. Well, thank you again, and just keep doing what you're doing, because these women need your help and your guidance for sure.
Yeah.
And so.
Well, thank you so much.
Hopefully, we can have you back on sometime, and we can get into a little more details about your story. I kind of skipped over a lot of it, but I usually have some very specific questions of your leaving experience and stuff like that. But anyway, that's going to conclude it for today's episode. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing if you guys are getting stuff out of this. Remember to always be intentional